Hey there, folks! Welcome to episode 2. It's me, David.
And me, John.
And we're unlocking a new champion today, Neo.
Hey everyone, I'm Neo, a product manager on Reft. Excited to be here with David and John.
And we're going to try something different this time with episode 2, right? A more direct approach to how we talk about the patch, what we're thinking about the patch, and behind the scenes of it. This is one of the spiciest things and the biggest things we've done in quite a while, ranked. We know that ranked has been a high friction, high discussion topic for as long as we've been out.
Yeah, actually, we've been working to address some of that feedback already. For example, we made some changes in the past few months that have optimized the queue time for many of you. But this patch, we want to dive deeper and take a look at the rank system overall.
Right, so taking a step back, right, the vision for rank that we have had was always that, hey, this is the place for growth, for mastery, a place where you can get a really exercise, kind of like the feeling of progression in the game. And having a single system try to do all of that, that's naturally going to be a pretty big challenge. And so this is something that we've been trying to work on for all this time, right? And one of the things that we really needed from this was clarity. How do we make sure that if you had different goals in ranked, we have a chance of supplying that?
Yes, and more importantly, it should be a place where every player can find their own path. Personally, for me, that's climbing legendary queue. I gotta prove I'm the best Lee Sin, right?
Sure.
Yeah.
But whether win or loss, what we gotta avoid is feeling like a game was a waste of time, right? Every single game should feel like, hey, you made some progress to a goal that you cared about.
Rewarding.
Yes.
Yeah, actually, our challenge right now is, well, we all know that a MOBA is a MOBA. There's always be a winner and a loser. So, and that means your entire experience can end up tied to that one result. So even if you play well, you lose, it can feel like none of that mattered.
Yeah, and so whether it's about clarity, whether it's about the feelings of fairness, right? This, how much we acknowledge individual performance, we felt that wasn't good enough. And that makes the losses feel especially bad and frustrating when you felt like you gave it your all.
Yeah, which is why in patch 7.2, we're introducing a new and improved rank score system. This goal is to make ranked feel more rewarding and more clearly connect what you do in-game to your overall progress.
Yeah. So after every single rank match, you'll now receive a rank score. That should reflect, right, your individual performance and directly translate into the marks you gain or lose.
Yeah, so if you win consistently, you will climb faster. Meaning, even if you are not having a perfect pop-off game every time, the efforts you play in doesn't just disappear. It builds over time, and it will reflect in your progression.
I just want to touch on that specifically, right? On the edge cases we have seen with, right, play styles like inting Scion, right? We knew that was a pretty hot discussion topic and has still been from the community, and we hope, right, systems upgrades like these address some of those edge cases. We don't expect to solve everything, but at least you see, and again, the mentality should always be, if you play your best, that is the best way then to climb.
Yeah, which also means the high-skilled players like you may feel this shift more immediately, since stronger performances now translate more directly into a faster progression.
Right, and a great, healthy, ranked experience should feel rewarding, should feel competitive, give you that sense of growth. But again, the key here is one system can't do it all. So the initial rank system gets everybody started, right? Gets you into the season, get that feeling of growth and mastery, and that first section is what patch 7.2 is going to address. But there's more to that.
Yeah, and if you want to learn all the details, the exact breakdowns of all the changes to ranked, for example, what the rank score will be based on, or for example, the points you need to rank up, you can check out the full article on our website, which is live now.
We know that we cannot solve everything in a single patch. So once this goes live, we'll be watching closely how your clan feels, how fair the matches feel, and whether you feel properly rewarded for how you play.
Okay, Neil, but I gotta ask, as a legendary queue player, what about legendary ranked?
Well, yeah, we know that for many players, legendary ranked is not quite hitting the mark, and it definitely needs some more improvements. But the role it plays is still really important. There are always going to be some high-skill players who want a space to really prove themselves. And the standard rank doesn't always hit that, especially with the pre-mates and how the mark system works.
Yeah, that's exactly what legendary rank was built for. It's solo queue only, so it's a true individual test. And the point system gives much more detailed feedback compared to marks. But we also know the biggest issue right now is a participation.
Right.
Right. So currently, our focus is making sure that standard rank feel more rewarding for everyone first. The goal is that more of you should feel confident stepping into legendary rank afterwards. In the meantime, we will continue to evaluate where the legendary rank should go next, whether there is a bigger change or even a full overhaul. Again, 7.2 is just first step to getting ranked where we want to be in Wild Rift. I expect we will talking to you here again with more news before patch 7.3. Okay, let's talk about enchantment system overhaul. John?
Oh, it's heavy. Okay, team has been working on it for a while. That is the biggest gameplay focus of the patch. We want enchantments to be situational, role-specific tools, not something every champion defaults to every game.
We're being a little too subtle here. I think you're just throwing shade at stasis, man.
Maybe a little. Stasis being that universally strong was a problem. One of the changes here is restricting people who can actually purchase it. And we know for a lot of you, especially the AD carry mains, that's a big shift. You're losing a really familiar defensive option.
Right, but this really isn't about targeting AD survivability, right? Speaking as an AD player too. It's about removing some of those low-cost universal tools that let some roles kind of bypass their inherent weaknesses. And so this should apply across every role, from fighters to assassins to juggernauts. Everybody needs the right tools, but also lose access to some tools that takes away some of those weaknesses we discussed.
And actually in practice, your strengths become more reliable, actually. If you're playing a ranged carry, your spacing, your positioning, your range advantage, those matters more. And they're less likely to be invalidated now. So instead of relying on a reactive tool like stasis, your focus shifts more toward proactive play. How you position, how you manage distance, and how you read fights.
So instead of trying to solve this with small tweaks,
exactly. Rather than continuing to change numbers after patch, we decided to fully overhaul the system to achieve these goals. And enchantments are now individual items instead of active upgrades.
Yeah, we really took this chance because it allows us to reduce systemic complexity, right? Getting clearer about what you think when you look to buy items and progress and gain power, right, over the course of the game.
So let's say with the enchantment update, what does the success actually look like for us?
Instead of for us, it's also for the players. It comes down to a few things. First, clearer choice path. Understanding when and why to pick certain enchantments, that's the first one. Second, more coherent role interactions with healthier counterplay between classes, like we mentioned earlier.
Right. Again, the whole point of us looking at this system was that we thought something was off, right? When items become overbought, become universal, when role power or counterplay feels like they're out of whack, well, that's when we've got to step in and adjust it.
Yeah, so that is why we've taken so much time on it. And after launch, we will be looking and watching a few areas closely, whether the new mechanics are actually necessary, how consistent the item system feels, and how all of this impacts pacing and overall power curves.
We are really internalizing just the scale and the impact this probably will have to your kind of moment-to-moment game experience. And so our priority in 7.2 is about stability. Let's look at how this lands and absolutely expect us to pay close attention to this and to look at how to further either streamline or add more to the system as we go. But we're gonna send Neil back to the lab. And in the meantime, let's bring in our tech guru, Will.
Woo. Hey everyone.
Last year, we shared a letter with y'all about the overall state of Wild Rift and some of the key areas we'd like to focus on. One of those areas was the overall health of the game, like your ping, downloads, right, FPS, and more. This has been a continued top priority for us because we want to make sure that every patch we are delivering a game that can be played the way it was meant to be played. And so, Will, how are we actually delivering on that?
Yeah, so for everyone playing, you'll probably start to feel some of this already. With the last patch, we rolled out an engine upgrade, expanded our battle servers, especially in those regions that was harder to support before. And we also introduced some new ping optimizations. And this is just the start. We got a lot more coming aimed at making your day-to-day gameplay smoother and more consistent.
So looking ahead, right, what are the big priorities for you and the team?
We're really focused on three main things this year: better performance, smaller app, and also more reliable servers. We're really targeting stuff that gets in the way of your experience, things like frame rate drops and latency. The goal is really simple. We want the game to run smoother so you can actually stay focused on playing, hitting your skill shots, making those plays, and closing out games.
John's going to need all the help he can get, right?
In legendary queue.
And so now that we've rolled out part of the engine upgrade in 7.1, so what's going to happen in 7.2?
Well, in 7.2, you should feel less waiting and more playing. From installing the game to patching updates, everything should feel faster and smoother. We've also improved how the app manages storage. In-game, you should notice fewer stutters, especially in those key moments where performance really, really matters.
And so more specifically, what changes will help make that happen?
A big part of this patch is continuing the engine upgrade to deliver frame rate improvements, enhance your visuals, reduce those hardware limitations across different devices, and setting us up for better optimization in future patches. On top of that, we rolled out major server-side latency improvements globally. What that means for you is really more matches being played at higher quality and fewer interruptions overall. And really, one more thing. We're going to be talking to you all more about this going forward. We will share more about what we're working on and the progress that we're making towards this, and how that's actually going to impact your experience patch over patch. So really, expect to hear from me more this year.
Thanks, Will. Let's bring everybody back.
Okay, I'm back.
Just in time before we wrap, we got one more thing.
Our friend on wristband are letting us give you an early look at something new from their upcoming new set.
Vendetta. And with Vendetta, there'll be 6 special number cards featuring Crystal Rose champions. And today, we get a chance to show you one of them. Now, as you all know, Crystal Rose Ari is my personal favorite. Crystal Rose skins are showing up on Riftbound. I'm definitely going to be grabbing a bunch of packs and sets to complete my collection. Honestly, just so cool seeing Crystal Rose skins show up in Riftbound like this.
Yeah, and these special number cards will be available in packs, similarly to other out art cards in packs. I can't wait to see Ari and the others.
Yeah, and also huge thanks to the Riftbound team for letting us share this first look.
And this is just the start. Wild Rift and Riftbound, we got a lot of special surprises coming out. So please stay tuned for more details. And if you want to see more from Riftbound Vendetta, previews begin July 6th. All right, that's everything we got for this patch.
And thanks for taking the time to check out this new format with us.
As always, we really appreciate all the feedback. It helps us keep improving our game. And of course, we hope you enjoy the new patch 7.2.
If you got questions or topics that you want us to cover in formats like this, let us know.
And we will be keeping an eye on what you all are saying. And
See you on the Rift!